long last. Secondly, today's report also reflects the progress we've made on my other key priority, getting the American people vaccinated. We've turned around a slow-moving vaccination program into being the envy of the world. Yesterday, we set an all-time record for Thursday vaccinations, ending a 7-day period. It was the first ever where we administered 20 million shots in 7 days. That's 20 million shots in a week. No other country has come close to doing that.
That's right.
So we made significant progress on that front, but the fight's far from over. We know that vaccines are safe and effective.
I don't know about that. Nah, Mr. President. It ain't safe. People, tongues and shit swelling up and people having a reaction and people dying from that. Mr. Joe.
I need also to make this clear and direct statement to the American people. The progress we have worked so hard to achieve can be reversed. On the economic front, the benefits and the impact of the American Rescue Plan are temporary by design. It is a rescue plan. But as we get the economy back on its feet, we need to do the hard work of building back better, for good, for not just for a while, but for good. Not just the short term, but for good. That's why I proposed the American Jobs Plan on Wednesday in Pittsburgh. It's an 8-year program that invites, and let me put it another way. I've heard from everybody all across the country about the need for infrastructure. How many times have we heard this is infrastructure week of the last 4 years? About every second week was infrastructure week, but no infrastructure was built. Well, this is an 8-year program that invests in our roads, our bridges, broadband, airports, ports, and fixing our water systems. It's going to repair our VA hospitals across the country. Many of them more than 50 years old and are in real need of help. It will invest in research and development to outcompete China and the rest of the world. Independent analysis shows that if we pass this plan, the economy will create 19 million jobs. Good jobs, blue-collar jobs, jobs that pay well. That's long-term jobs for pipe fitters, healthcare workers, those who work in the steel factories and the cutting-edge labs as well. The new report out this week shows that nearly 90% of the infrastructure jobs created in the American Jobs Plan can be filled by people who don't have a college degree. 75% of those good-paying jobs don't need a associate's degree. It's a blue-collar blueprint for increasing the opportunity for people. This is an economic for those who've helped build the country and have been ignored or neglected for much too long by our government. It's a once-in-a-generation investment in our economic future, a chance to win the future, paid for by asking big corporations, many of which do not pay any taxes at all, just to begin to pay their fair share. And it won't raise a penny tax on a family making less than $400,000 a year.
$400,000 a year. You heard that?
No addition.
No addition now.
When Congress comes back after this Easter break, I'm going to begin meeting with Democrats, Republicans about this plan. I've spoken to Republicans on the phone. I'm looking forward to meeting with them. They all have their ideas about what it will take, what they like and what they don't like. That's a good thing. That's the American way. Debate is welcome. Compromise is inevitable. Changes in my plan are certain, but inaction is not an option. The American people have been promised action and infrastructure for decades. They've been promised that after our leaders would take our country and make it more competitive for decades. I've made my plan to address this long overdue need. It's clear. Polls already show strong support for infrastructure investment from the American people, whether Democrats, Republicans, or Independents. Congress should debate my plan, change it, and offer alternatives if they think that's what they have to do. But Congress should act. Likewise, on the virus, our program there too can be undone. As fast as we're moving, more adults remain to be vaccinated in April, May, and June than have already been vaccinated in February and March. We are not even halfway done yet.
You pee or poo-poo?
Too many Americans are acting as if this fight is
Use
over.
your words.
It is not.
That's
I
it.
told people that if my
Get some
administration
tissue.
did the hard work of getting
Wipe your
shots to all
pocketbook.
Americans in the next few months, if the
That's
American
good.
people continue to do their part, mask up,
Tear
practice
it.
social distancing, we could have a more normal July 4th.
Mm.
But this is still April, not July. We aren't there yet. And so cases are going up again. The virus is spreading more rapidly in many places. Deaths are going up in some states. So I ask, I plead with you, don't give back the progress we've all fought so hard to achieve. We need to finish this job. We need every American to buckle down and keep their guard up in this home stretch.
Buckle down and keep your guard up.
Keep safe distance from one another. Wash your hands.
Keep social distance. That's what he wanted to say. Keep social distance from one another. Make sure you wash your hands.
Holding our economy back.
Yes.
Well, the earliest signs from this job report, this announcing today, are promising. And the American Rescue Plan is starting to make a real difference. Today's report also reminds us how deep a hole we started. After a year of devastation, there are still 8.4 million fewer jobs today than there were last March. 8.4 million.
Damn.
900,000, but 8.4 million jobs.
All right, you guys have now heard it live from the President of the United States of America. President Joe, thank you for everything you have did. Thank you for helping the American people. Thank you for getting COVID under control. We just want to say thank you. But I just need to tell you that I ain't got my stimulus check yet. So could you call the IRS and ask them what's going on with my check? All right. Till then, it's time for me to exit off. You have now heard it now from Bay News 9.
So the bottom line is this.
I recorded it from Channel 9 News, Spectra, which is the best channel I like to watch for news. And I'm giving you what the president is bringing and talking about today. So with that being said, thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to exit off.
May God bless you all, and may you have a happy Easter and a holy Easter. Thank you.
Thank you. No questions today. No questions for you guys.
I'm giving credit to the American people.
That's right. There you go, Joe.
Raising taxes, the study show, will not slow the economy at all. Asking corporate America just to pay their fair share will not slow the economy at all. It will make the economy function better and will create more energy. If the Republicans argue that we don't need infrastructure, they've been talking about the need for it for years now. If the Republicans decide that we need it but they're not going to pay for it, it's just going to increase the deficit. If the Republicans say the next phase of my plan, we don't need to invest in VA hospitals and keep the sacred obligation we made to so many Americans. If the Republicans say the 400,000 homes and schools and daycare centers that have lead pipes delivering water to their doors, if they say we shouldn't be doing that, what do you think would happen if they found out all the lead pipes were up in the Capitol every time they turned on a water fountain? So I think we're going to have I think the Republicans voters are going to have a lot to say about whether we get a lot of this done.
737, President Joe Biden live at the White House talking about the latest jobs numbers. 916,000 jobs added last month. That takes the unemployment rate slightly to about 6% right now. He also talked about his infrastructure plan and his vision for how to pay for that. He says he wants Congress to raise taxes on corporations. All right, it is coming up on 11:38. Time now for your weather on the 9s.